Good morning, everyone. How you doing today? I know the theme lately has been exhaustion and tiredness, so I feel like we were able to get a little more rest. We're feeling a little bit better today. Not that we're feeling bad in any way specifically, just tired, just run down, exhausted, overwhelmed a little bit. There's a lot going on. We've all got our own personal things that we're dealing with, plus all the extended things, whether it be our jobs or our family or our friends or different passions that you have that you are putting your time into and your efforts into. There's so much going on. It's a cliche saying so much with so little time, but I think it just goes back to what I was saying the other day, is try to chop things up, break things down, simplify things. We really want to prioritize, guys. I know we all have a lot of things that we'd like to do or want to get done, but we can only do so much. So it can be very overwhelming to put so much on your plate. So really try to prioritize the things that you've got going on in your life and try to focus on the things that are most important, and then move on to other things once those things have been taken care of, so to speak. So let's say our thanks today. Thank you for our life. Thank you for our health. Thank you for our family. Thank you for our medicine. Thank you for our time together. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for leading us in the right direction. Thank you for continuing to allow things to unfold the way that they're supposed to. Thank you for continuing to never give up on us. Thank you for continuing to help us understand. This life is it's about a lot of things, okay? There is not one specific reason or answer as to why we are here. I'm realizing it's a lot of different reasons. But specifically in this moment that we all are all in right now, it is about learning and understanding. And essentially we are all in a classroom. This world and this life is our classroom, and we are the students. And essentially it is our job to find ways to educate ourselves and we can educate ourselves through understanding. There is a truth to things, and our job is to understand that truth. If we can understand the truth to things, then we can answer all of the other questions that we have. They'll all make sense. They'll all fall in line. They'll all connect to each other. And our time here, although it may appear and seem to be about writing up your bucket list and making sure that you spend your time doing all these things, it's really about utilizing all the time that you have to educate yourself to the deepest extent that you can. If we've all seen the movie Groundhog Day, which is coming up February 2nd, you can see we have to keep essentially repeating our life until we can figure it out, until we figure out what the purpose is, what the bigger meaning of it is, and then we can move on. And you can see in the movie, he goes through a period of where he realizes that he's going through this cycle, and he kind of decides, well, if I'm just going to go through this cycle, I'm just going to kind of do all these things that I want to do and have fun with it. And so he dresses up as different characters, and he plays different roles, and he can predict when things are coming, so he sets himself up to be all rich and nice and have everything, and he can sway the ladies, and he can know what to say to people. But it gets old, you know. It's like, how long does that last for, you know? What purpose is really that serving? You can have all the money in the world and all the things in the world, but really, what purpose is that serving, and what is that doing for you and your soul, and essentially the future of you as a soul? And so what he ends up realizing is it's not so much about doing whatever you want and having everything. Once again, it's about being honest and being loving and kind and a caring person, which is something that he was lacking in his life. And so that honesty is what broke the cycle for him. And I believe that that's what's going to break the cycle for all of us, is when we can just let go of all the other things, you know, all the other things that we think we're here for and that we're supposed to use our time for, and really let it all go and realize we're here just to be honest and to educate ourselves so that we can all be on the same page together. Okay? It does no good for us all to be on different pages reading different books. We all want to be, if you were in a classroom with a bunch of people and you were all reading a different book and on different pages, how could you ever learn together? You can't. One person would be on one thing, one person would be on another thing, and you wouldn't have anything to relate about what you're learning. Okay, you'd be saying, hey, no, I'm trying to talk about this, and this is what I'm passionate about right now and I'm focusing on, and the other person would say, this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm focusing on. And it sounds like, okay, we can go back and forth, but really what we need to do is feed off each other's learning. Okay? And so what we need to do is all be learning the same thing together, so we can all have the same conversation at the same time about it together, and then we can all move on together to the next thing. We can't be so caught up on what is in our little bubble and feeling like that's all that matters, and it needs to be a wide range, a full spectrum, bigger picture thinking. And we need to focus on one thing at a time. Just like I'm talking about chopping up your day, this whole understanding life thing needs to be chopped up as well. And we can't just look at it in one big balloon and say, what is it all? Because it's too much. It's too confusing. You need to hone in on certain avenues and directions and exhaust that. Not exhaust it, but get to a certain point where you say, okay, I've learned everything I need to for right now on this path. Now I can jump over and move on to this path based on everything I just learned here. So the idea, guys, is for all of us to get on the same page, and the only way to do that is for all of us to continue to and start to be as honest as we possibly can about ourselves and our circumstances and our lives, and stop so much with trying to say what we believe and what's going to happen and all these things, and let's just talk about what has happened and what world we are living in and what we're all going through. And we're all going to find out that we're all really going through similar things. Okay, we all have our specific, unique details to our events in our lives, of course, but on a general scale, in a general sense of things, we are all going through very similar things in one way or another, and we're all related, you know, we're all connected. So, you know, just because I'm struggling in one way, you might be struggling in another way. We're struggling together, okay? So we're all going through this life together. We're all in the same classroom together. We're all struggling together, and we're all trying to learn together, okay? How hard is it, though, if your teacher was never in the classroom? How hard would it be to direct yourself, right? And to say, this is what we have to do, guys, and this is what it is. We can't all sit around and make paper airplanes and do spitballs at each other, right? That's what we like to do when the teacher's not around, right? So we have to be responsible. We have to say, the teacher's not around. We have to be the teachers for ourselves and educate ourselves. Let's do it, guys. Let's not trash this classroom. Let's keep it clean. Let's keep it nice. Let's be proud of this classroom. Let's be proud of each other. Let's make this a great place to be and a great place to learn, and we can all do that together. So how I want to finish this little video is just putting it out there again to let you guys know I'm here to help in any way that I can help. I also posted it and about I can help you as a couple with your partner. I can also help you as a group with your family. And what I found is I end up having individual people come to me with needing help, and that's awesome, and I can help. But a lot of times what that help is about their relationship or about their families. And although I can give you direction and guidance, the other ears and parties involved and other hearts involved aren't getting that same guidance from the source, so to speak. And so although you might have direction now, nobody else continues to have direction, and then there still continues to be conflict or misunderstanding. So what would really be helpful is if there was a issue with your relationship, is that both parties come to me and say, hey, we are struggling together and we both want the information and the insight so that we can move forward together, instead of me giving it to one side of the party and hoping that things just work out magically. And the same thing goes with a family. If it's a family issue, it's best if we can have all parties involved kind of at least willing to sit down and hear what needs to be said, and then take that information and do what they need to do to help heal their own relationships together. So if you are struggling by yourself, reach out. If you're struggling in a relationship, reach out and try to reach out with your partner. And if you're struggling with your family, reach out and try to reach out with your family members. And so we can all get to the bottom of things, and we can all help each other heal and move on and understand and love each other, and not continue on with days of stress, regret, guilt, anger, sadness, wasting time. We don't got time to waste time. So I love you guys. Let's continue to stay positive. Let's continue to stay light. Let's continue to stay loving. Let's continue to stay helpful. Let's continue to stay caring. Let's continue to have patience. Let's continue to be humble. I think I might have said that. But let's continue to do the right things. Continue to educate yourselves. Okay? We live in a world of information, and not all of it is legitimate, clearly, and not all of it needs to pertain to you and what you're going through. But if you just do a little bit of research, what you can do is, like, and a lot of people use this term, and I use the same term, it's nuggets. You go through a couple pages of a book, and it's not that you need to sit there and try to remember all the words. Oh, this is exactly what I need to. No, it's just about reading it for what it is, and then you'll get hit with a couple of nuggets out of it that really stick with you, that means something. That's what you want. That's educating yourself. That's learning something. It's triggering something. It's reminding you, remembering, learning, and you feel it in your heart, and you say, yes, that is it. And you let it sit with you, and you process, and then you keep moving on. That's how you integrate new information and educate yourself. So continue to do that, and continue to read the writings that I'm putting out there and the notes, guys. They're all helpful. They've been helping me, and they're very honest writings and things to think about. So if you're finding that I don't know where to educate myself, I don't know how to educate myself, I don't know what's honest and what's not, just read some of my writings. And again, it's not that you have to sit there and try to oh yes, this is, no, but read it for what it is. And if only even one thing kind of pops out and sticks and hits you and says, oh, that was something I needed to hear, that's all that matters. That's all it was about. Okay? So let's continue to keep our eyes and our ears open, our hearts open, our minds open, and continue to do everything we need to do to heal ourselves. Continue to be helpful around the planet, around the earth. Pick up the trash as you're walking around. Be helpful to the people. If you see someone who needs a hand, give them a hand. If you see someone who's looking like they're having a sad or a bad day, go say hi, I love you, give them a hug, say everything's going to be okay. These are the types of things that save lives and change lives, you know, is our acts of kindness. So keep it up, guys. I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm with you, and I'm here for you. Have a great day.